If you're someone who has ever thought to yourself, I feel like I can't change, I want to, I really try, but it's just too hard. But to really receive this message, you need to listen with your heart and not your ego, okay? People struggle to truly change their habits, their story, their beliefs, their patterns, their character traits. It's because they haven't fully confronted and grasped where their current path is taking them. They might have an idea, but they've never seen the whole picture. So when change starts to feel hard, and it always does because that's the nature of change, they just give up. And then they cite all the reasons why they can't. And here's the kicker. All the reasons why you can't change, they are valid. Listen, your excuses are valid. Your pain is valid. Your reasons are valid. Because your life is yours and truly, you are the only one who knows exactly what you've had to survive. But let me ask you something. So what? And I know that's painful to hear, but look around you. When has the world ever paused to accommodate our pain before carrying on? And then the more intersectional identities a person carries, the heavier this gets. But there's another truth. All your reasons why you can are also just as valid.
I grew up with a very, very loving mother. My mom was literally the whole example of a people pleaser. She would go above and beyond to help every single person around her, even if she did not have the means to. When I was growing up, I saw her be like that with other people, and that gave me an example as to how I should be with other people. So what ended up happening is I became an extreme people pleaser, and I would do anything and everything to help everyone around me. But I was always the one that ended up feeling drained, that ended up feeling used, that ended up feeling lost. And honestly, I had all these people around me that were like, oh, I love you, I love you. And then I was like, how is it that everybody claims to love me, but I do not feel loved? Until I realized, Liz, you are doing this for yourself, and you are creating this reality for yourself. I was just tired of everybody coming to me with their problems, trauma dumping on me, not even asking me, hey Liz, how are you? Are you okay? Because I would always put up this front of like, oh, I got everything, I got this, I'm strong enough, I can do whatever. So when it came time for me to be like, hey, you know what, like this situation, I didn't really feel good about it. Oh, whatever, Liz, you're strong, you can handle it, whatever, Liz, handle it. Then I was like, okay, but like when you needed help, I was there though. So where's my help now, you know? And that was my issue of like constantly giving out help, but not allowing myself to receive help and not allowing myself to be vulnerable and show people that, hey, listen, I have emotions. Things hurt me as well. And maybe sometimes I want to talk about my problems. I want to talk about my emotions. Like, shouldn't this be a two-way thing? Why is everybody always dumping on me and everybody needing my help and everybody needing something from me? But maybe I need someone too. Enough, Liz. Enough with your stupid self-pity, and you go and you become selfish. Yeah, exactly, selfish. Ooh, what a scary word. Everybody's scared of the word selfish. But you know what? Being selfish literally saved me. Literally saved me completely. Because I just came to a point where I realized, hey, listen, when they need someone, Liz is always there. But when I need someone, why is everything empty? Why am I overextending my whole body for everyone, and they're not even extending out a hand to help me?
If you don't actively choose yourself, you will end up living a life that doesn't even feel like yours. I'm not talking about waking up one random day and feeling a little lost. I'm talking about waking up years from now in a relationship you settled for, in a job you never wanted, in a city you don't even like, surrounded by people who don't see you, and wondering, how the hell did I get here? I'll tell you how. by saying yes when you wanted to say no, by prioritizing what's expected over what you actually wanted, by following a script that was never written for you, but for the version of you that other people were comfortable with. And you know what's wild? Sometimes you don't even realize it's happening. It creeps in slowly. First, you choose the safe major in college because your parents said your passion wouldn't pay the bills. Then you stay in a relationship that doesn't fulfill you because everyone says they're a good person and you'd be stupid to leave. Then you take the job, say yes to the wedding, move to the city, have the kid, follow the map, the one someone else drew for you, and by the time you stop to breathe, you're gone. Your voice is buried under everyone else's expectations. And let's be honest, a lot of us have been taught that self-sacrifice is noble, that putting others first is what makes you a good person. But what they don't tell you is that there's a cost to that, and the cost is your freaking life, because you only get one life, one story, one chance to be who you really are. And yeah, choosing yourself might make people uncomfortable. It might disappoint your parents. It might confuse your friends. It might break a few hearts, including your own. But here's what it won't do. It won't leave you bitter. It won't leave you stuck. It won't leave you looking back at 40, 50, 60, asking, who could I have been if I had just chosen me? So be selfish. Be selfish enough to leave the job that drains you. Be selfish enough to end the relationship that limits you. Be selfish enough to chase the dream no one else believes in but you, because the world will try to write your story for you. And if you're not careful, if you don't actively grab the pen, you look up one day and realize you're just a side character in your own life. And you were born to be the main character. So take the risk, make the move, say the thing, disappoint who you need to disappoint. Just don't let it be yourself.
If you are not selfish with your emotions and your time, you will not get far in life, and you will not be able to pour into your own cup. And you know the saying, you need to pour into your own cup before you can pour into other people's cup. Now, I used to always pour into other people's cup, and then I had nothing for me, and then I would be depressed, and I couldn't do anything, and guess what? Then I could no longer help those people anymore. Always pour into your own cup first. And look, I actually watched a TikTok by Iman Gaji recently, and if you know, look, I'm not the biggest fan of these types of YouTubers or TikTokers in the male marketing space, but he made a very valid point. And what he was saying is, people were asking him, oh, Iman, how do you help everyone around you? How do you like give so much to people? And he said it was because I was selfish when I was younger with my time, with my resources, with my energy that now I'm able to give to them. If I didn't say no back in the day, I would not be able to say yes now. And when I watched that video, I was like, that's exactly what I'm trying to get across in this video. Additionally, feeling guilt is something that I think you actually just kind of have to learn to switch off or ignore. I used to feel guilty for everything, whether or not it was related to me as well. I would feel bad for everything. Like I said, I was Captain Save fucking everyone. So I'd walk by a homeless person and I would genuinely start crying. Since I was a child, I'd go on vacation and I couldn't enjoy vacation because I would sit there at the dinner table and think, why am I sitting here and you're sitting there? Now, what is the point of not enjoying my vacation or crying when I see a homeless person? Quite literally nothing. I'm wasting time and energy because realistically, I'm not going to be able to save them. I can't save every fucking person in the world. So that's something the past 2 years I've been really good at switching off. I can see something that would make me really upset, and instead of being upset to the extent I used to be, I genuinely just say, well, that sucks.
You know, at the moment, it might feel impossible to take another step. Everything inside of you, everything around you is telling you to just give up, is screaming at you, just give in. Doesn't matter. It's not that deep. And it is in those exact moments when you need to ask yourself, what if? What if I kept going, despite everything inside of me telling me to not do it? What if I kept going? What would that mean? would mean that nothing can stop me. Nothing external can tell me what I choose to do or not. Because you always have a choice. You always have a choice. You can always pick to take another step. So just think, when it feels so impossible, when it feels like the last thing that you want to do, ask yourself, what if? What if I kept going? How strong would that mean I am?
And this message is a timeless message, so whatever month you find this on is when you're supposed to find it. This month is the start of your brand new life. You've fully immersed into a new version of you. You're not just dipping your toes in, okay? You're not just like dabbling in it anymore. It's not just idea that it is existing in the realm of your minds. This is like you've envisioned this version of you and you've become it. I'm hearing like predictions right now. So Spirit wants me to give some predictions for this month for your energy, because I already know you're going through the biggest up leveling, and like I'm hearing a different caliber. You're on a different caliber this month. For a lot of you guys, you're going to go through an extreme physical glow up, okay? I'm talking something that is extremely noticeable. People around you are going to start noticing that you look nothing like how you've looked this entire year. It's like all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm seeing someone that starts looking healthier, or like maybe you're drinking more water or walking more, taking care of yourself. You could be on a weight loss journey or trying to gain muscle or whatever. Your skin is clearing up. Your hair is nice and silky and long. I don't even know. Your butt's looking juicy, okay? There's something about you going through a physical change, and it's because you have immersed yourself into the healing that you've been experiencing this entire year. You are on a descent into yourself, into your true authentic self. So I'm getting a physical glow up for a lot of you guys. I'm also hearing right now that your spiritual abilities are being heightened, okay? And I've been talking about this, but you're going through some sort of up leveling when it comes to your intuition and your spiritual abilities. Also, your ability to trust your intuition. You're not doubting yourself anymore. There's certain things that you're going to feel called to do that you're going to find yourself just doing, just flowing into. And it's crazy because once you start doing those things that you randomly feel the urge to do, you're going to realize how crucial those things are to you and your journey. And like getting you to the next step is what I'm hearing. For a lot of you guys, you could be doing a transition in your career this month, or there's something about you expanding in your career. This could be like a promotion I'm hearing for some people. This could also just be doing like new things or expanding in new ways in whatever it is you're doing. So if you have your own business, I don't know, I see you like taking up a new thing or adding a new thing in there. I can't like pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something about you expanding in a certain area that maybe you haven't expanded on before. I keep getting the message of study. So I feel like you're going to be immersed in this curious energy where you just want to learn. You could be very interested in learning about psychology or certain things that have to do with self-development for a lot of you guys. And I feel like this is the month where you're immersing. Is that the word? You are diving into it.
I have literally in so many instances forgotten who I am, and as someone who likes to coach other people and remind them of all the amazing things that they can do and all the possibilities, I too need reminders. I too need to be coached. Remember who you are, and I want you to put this video on every single day if it's gonna help you to just refresh your mind and constantly remember and remind yourself who you actually are. It is so easy to get stuck in a rut, especially when we're taking in so much from social media and we see things on the news and we get into our moods. And as women, our hormonal imbalances up and down every single month. It is so easy to forget who we are. Even if you're someone who is very confident in yourself, even as someone who has always known the path that they want to be on, some days you wake up, you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, and it's so easy to remember that you do have the ability to achieve all of the things that you want in life. So the first thing I want to remind you is stop waiting on someone to save you, because it's like, especially when we get in these ruts and we forget who we are, it is so easy to think that someone else, whether it's your parents, your boyfriend, your husband, someone else is going to save you. And as much as I believe in getting help where you can, because you do not have to do every single thing in your life alone, it is great to be the person who has your own back. And it's easy for us to forget, because when we are children, our parents take care of us. When you get into a relationship, you rely on your partner. But I think a lot of single women really have the mentality of like having their own back. And even when we get into relationships, it is great to remind yourself that you need to have your own back. You should not be relying on a man to do everything for you. And you shouldn't be relying on your parents to do everything for you. You should be really finding a way to remind yourself that you are possible and you are capable of all of the things that you set your mind, your heart to, the workouts that you want to commit to, the style that you want to upgrade, the business that you want to create, the content that you want to start posting. You're so capable, and like, stop waiting for the perfect circumstances and for someone else to back you to start these different things.
I want our young people to know that they matter, that they belong. So don't be afraid. You hear me? Young people, don't be afraid. Be focused. Be determined. Be hopeful. Be empowered. Empower yourselves with a good education. Then get out there and use that education to build a country worthy of your boundless promise. Lead by example with hope, never fear. And know that I will be with you, rooting for you and working to support you for the rest of my life. And that is true, I know, for every person who is here today, and for educators and advocates all across this nation who get up every day and work their hearts out to lift up our young people. And I am so grateful to all of you for your passion and your dedication and all the hard work on behalf of our next generation. And I can think of no better way to end my time as First Lady than celebrating with all of you. So I want to close today by simply saying thank you. Thank you for everything you do for our kids and for our country. Being your First Lady has been the greatest honor of my life, and I hope I've made you proud.